Midlife. It's interesting. You start to question yourself, your life, where you're from, and where you're going. You reassess what matters. It's like you've heard, for the very first time, a faint signal cut through the noise. It's like you've entered a forest, confused about which way to go next. I've been feeling this way for a while now, since I got hired at my current job. Don't get me wrong, I like my job. I'm a professor at a small college, and it's not bad. It's a good job. In fact, it's a great one. This might be fine, but I've been asked to press pause on my own goals while I do what? Solve other people's problems? In meetings, Zoom calls, work teams, committees. I've come to realize that my job is just an occupation, something to keep me busy, not a vocation. It's a job, not my calling. It puts food on the table, but it doesn't nourish me.
Now, I'm not saying that teaching isn't creative, but it's not the kind of creativity that I've always felt called to do, and it's not the kind of creativity that's prioritized at my job, which is a shame, because how can we as faculty and as teachers and educators teach our students to be more than just consumers of creativity and culture? How can we teach them to value creativity and culture in their own lives if we're not doing the same ourselves? I mean, what is teaching and learning without experience? When I hear about somebody abandoning a creative life in favor of a more conventional one, it hits a little bit close to home. It does that because that's what happened to me. This is where I find myself. As a boy, I had a lot of creative energy. I was interested in drawing, I was interested in filmmaking and music making, I was interested in photography. I had so much creative energy. But as I got older, I felt the pressure to grow up and to think about things like money and career over things like creativity and interests. I felt the pressure to do something a bit more mainstream, more practical and economically viable. Around then, that's when my parents they advised me to pursue radiology. It's a great career, right? It's a great job, but doing radiology, at least I would be looking at images all day. And wasn't that what I was interested in? Art and images? In hindsight, the advice was pretty good, but I didn't pursue medicine because my heart wasn't into it. And at some point along the way, I was programmed to deprioritize my interests as just hobbies, to focus on living a more practical, more mainstream and economically viable life as opposed to a creative one. There wasn't a way, in my parents' view, for me to support myself through the arts and creativity. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to say that money isn't important, right? It's very important. But I find it sad and a bit frustrating that we live in a society that struggles to accept creative pursuits as valid and as viable. Okay. These lights are on. I'm solidly in my midlife now. I have a baby now as well, and if midlife teaches us anything, it's that time is not unlimited, and therefore we need to spend as much time as possible to focus on the things that matter most to us. And what matters most to me right now are the projects and the parts of my life that I put on hold for so long to help other people make progress on their own lives. If I want to liberate myself from my day job and live an independent creative life, I can no longer deprioritize my own work. So I need to double down on my own plans and projects, which include my writing work and my photography work. And I think this also means sharing my journey on YouTube. Now, I don't want to become a professional YouTuber, whatever that means, and I doubt I'll ever have enough views and subscribers and watch time to make a fortune on the ads. That's not the end game anyway. But what I want is to kind of exist in a space where I can share my creative life, I can share my work, I can build a creative life with
the garage door open, so to speak, in full view of everyone to see. I'm newish to YouTube. I've been posting inconsistently here and there for about a year. But what surprises me about YouTube is that there's an engaged and a supportive and a nurturing community here. And that's hard to find nowadays, online or offline, especially in this world where we have this, algorithm that's fast and furious. It's hard to find spaces where we can slow down and have measured conversations like these, without interrupting one another or shouting each other down. So I'm rebooting the channel, so to speak. What will I be posting here? Well, video essays like this one that explore ideas related to living a creative life. I'll also be posting creative vlog things that focus on my own creative practice and process, my own writing and photography work. And maybe I'll post some videos like the ones I posted in the past, videos that are more instructional or advice-based in nature. I do hope that you'll subscribe to the channel and join me on this new creative journey.